as the second Trump presidency unfolds amid escalating international tensions, including the ongoing conflict with Iran, one question grows increasingly difficult to ignore. How does the President of the United States find the time or the inclination to author the stream of lengthy, often erratic truth social posts that now dominate his public communication? The official daily schedule reveals a structured yet flexible routine centered on national security, policy decisions, and high-stakes leadership. Yet the content and style of recent posts suggests something else entirely. Messages that feel scripted, petty, and deliberately provocative, bearing little resemblance to the concise, combative voice that once defined Trump's personal brand. A typical day for President Donald J. Trump in 2026 begins with a block of executive time around 8 a.m. at the White House. This period, a holdover from his first term, is officially listed as private and often spans several hours. It is followed by the president's daily brief, PDB, the critical intelligence briefing on global threats, military developments, and national security matters, frequently scheduled for late morning. The remainder of the day includes policy meetings, roundtables such as those on MAHA initiatives, signing ceremonies, calls with world leaders, and occasional travel. Schedules frequently note in-town pool call times for press availability, with days extending into the evening for additional engagements. Even with generous executive time, the demands of a presidency, especially one managing active military operations, are relentless. In this context, the recent lengthy truth social post attacking online influencers and celebrities stands out as improbable. The message meticulously catalogs buzzwords, personal details about targets, and stereotypical jabs, reading less like spontaneous presidential commentary and more like a prepared script engineered to energize a specific audience while projecting pettiness. Similar patterns appear in other recent outputs, including the profanity-laced Easter Sunday post that threatened Iran with destruction of power plants and bridges, demanded the opening of the Strait of Hormuz with crude language, "Open the FING Strait, you crazy bastards," and ended incongruously with "Praise be to Allah." Another post escalated to warnings that a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. These are not brief, off-the-cuff remarks. They are extended, carefully worded, or misworded compositions issued at times when the president would presumably be absorbed in intelligence briefings, war planning, economic oversight, or review of sensitive files, such as those related to Jeffrey Epstein. If President Trump is personally authoring and posting these messages, the allocation of time raises serious questions. A sitting president confronting an active war, economic pressures, domestic policy implementation, and the weight of global alliances would seem to have far higher priorities than engaging in extended online feuds with influencers or crafting theatrical threats on a holiday morning. Staff surrounding any president exist in part to protect the office from self-inflicted reputational damage. The release of such posts, especially those laced with profanity on Easter or apocalyptic language about annihilating Iranian civilization, would normally prompt intervention if they truly originated from an unfiltered commander-in-chief acting in America's best interests. The alternative explanation gains traction upon closer examination. These posts are not written or even directly approved by the president in his traditional style. They appear crafted by handlers or external influences to hit specific talking points, advance narratives, and maintain a controlled public persona. The shift from Trump's historically more articulate, if blunt, brevity to bloated, buzzword-heavy scripts suggests professional scripting aimed at a mass audience rather than authentic authorship. This pattern has intensified since the early months of the term, coinciding with the escalation in Iran that many observers view as unnecessary and strategically costly. Several scenarios emerge as this story unfolds, each demanding scrutiny for the sake of American sovereignty and clarity. 1. The president as empty suit. Trump has become a figurehead with speechwriters, social media teams, and advisors fully managing communications. Executive time provides cover for others to operate while he recites prepared lines in public appearances. The posts serve to distract, inflame bases, or signal to certain foreign audiences, even as real decision-making occurs elsewhere. 2. External control and allegiance. Long-standing business and political networks, particularly ties to Israeli interests and broader global financial circles, may exert disproportionate influence. In this view, Trump sought a seat at elite tables and paid the price through policy decisions and public messaging that prioritize external agendas over strict American interests. The Iran conflict, framed through this lens, fits a pattern of actions that weaken U.S. standing while advancing other powers' objectives. Posts that appear unpresidential could be deliberate tools to humiliate or constrain him publicly. 3. Staged theater and managed narrative. Much of the presidency, early campaign-like energy fading into crisis, legal and assassination-related drama from prior years, may form part of a longer scripted sequence. The posts maintain visibility and division, keeping Trump in the spotlight as a chaotic figure while substantive power shifts behind the scenes. The Easter message and Iran annihilation threats, issued amid active hostilities, amplify volatility without clear strategic gain for the United States. 4. Deeper compromise or betrayal. Trump may have entered arrangements years ago that now bind him. Whether viewed as a super predator seeking elite acceptance or simply outmaneuvered, the result is consistent decisions and communications that erode national reputation, invite international criticism, and serve no evident purpose in strengthening America's future. Staff and allies who once shielded him would not permit such damage if America's interests were paramount. Wilder conspiracy theories have circulated to explain the disconnect, claims that Trump was cloned, replaced by a body double, or is no longer the same individual who campaigned so vigorously. These ideas gain traction precisely because the observed behavior, lengthy, uncharacteristic posts amid war and crisis, does not align with how any competent leader or those around him with America's best interests at heart would conduct themselves. No president in modern history has operated in a manner so seemingly detached from the gravity of the office while fixating on petty online battles. Regardless of the precise mechanism, the outcome damages the United States. A presidency consumed with or permitting such messaging projects weakness, impulsiveness, and loss of control on the world stage. It serves no constructive purpose for the economy, national security, or the rule of law. As events with Iran, economic indicators, and other pressing files continue to unfold, the American people must examine whether the man behind the podium or the posts remains in command, or whether the office has been occupied by forces operating through an increasingly hollow vessel. The schedule tells one story of structured duty, the posts tell another. Reconciling them is essential to understanding the true state of leadership in a time of profound consequence.